It is my worst and most recent and present consequence of anxiety that I have to deal, and I still don't know the cure. Hi, my name is Nayara. Welcome to my channel. So let's get into it. The topic is anxiety. Anxiety is very common. It's a feeling that's normal to humans. And I have it, you have it, but the problem is when this problem, when this feeling reaches a level that is harmful. I experienced that and I didn't know what it was, and that I always had it and dealt with it, with this enormous amount of anxiety, before I had a really, really terrible experience with it. Once I discovered that, I've been forever trying to find ways, strategies, and techniques to deal with it, and to have a more balanced life without that stressful anxiety that can paralyze you. And nowadays, more and more people are getting anxious. 31% of the US population has anxiety disorder that is diagnosed. But if you think about it, there are some people that are not diagnosed with anxiety disorder. That's when the feeling of anxiety becomes a problem in your life, it becomes a disorder. And I am one of these people. I am not diagnosed, but I know I live with this constantly. But I try to balance my emotional state to be able to have a better life. So you can imagine this number is even higher than what the studies show. This is due to, the hustle and bustle of the daily life, the speed of information that is so quick nowadays. Everything has to be now. Social media, of course, society, pressure, and even, self-sabotage, because we have such a hard time being compassionate with ourselves. That can trigger anxiety too. I know what I'm gonna be talking about here is not something that is a treatment for any anxiety disorder. I wanna make it very clear, but there are strategies you can apply to your daily life, to your routine on a daily basis to be able to control your emotional state. These are the strategies that help me deal with my anxiety, so I don't need any medication. Of course, I've had psychological treatment, but that was not for a long period of time for me, because I was able to learn some behavior techniques and apply it even without a professional following my progress. First things first, what is anxiety? Anxiety is a natural feeling, and it's a response to stress. It is very important for our survival. It allows us to feel fear, to foresee risks, and take necessary measures to protect ourselves. So this feeling that was supposed to be so productive and beneficial for us humans can reach harmful levels because of all those things I already mentioned. And nowadays we don't really need to be defending ourselves from constant dangers. So the stress is generated from something that our mind creates. So when we are anxious, we stop living in the present moment and we start worrying about what is to come. We are constantly thinking about the future, and the future is this threat that our mind creates because I don't have control of it, so I fear it. That's the problem. So we have the thoughts of incapacity, impossibility, and it's hard to complete tasks. It's hard to focus. We have fears and insecurities, and it's like we lost control of our minds, our bodies. And from that, some disorders, such as the generalized anxiety disorder, which is this anxiety of every day having this constant fear. They arise. But there are other types of anxiety related disorders. We have panic disorder, societal anxiety disorder, we have phobias, obsessive compulsive disorder, excoriation disorder. That's something that I have. It is my worst and most recent and present consequence of anxiety that I have to do, and I still don't know the cure. And although I didn't find the cure for this specific disorder related to anxiety that I have, I live well because I control my anxiety. So I'm not gonna say it's, wow, you're gonna eliminate 100% your anxiety, because I don't even know if that's really possible. But you can live well if you know how to control it, with some ways that you can balance your emotional state, because anxiety is an emotional imbalance. There are things such as being self-aware, having healthier habits, and doing some relaxation techniques that can really help you deal with anxiety and live with a normal state of anxiety, not unbalanced. So let's start with self-awareness. Self-awareness helps you understand the cause of anxiety. And this is the first and foremost thing when you want to get rid of this stressful level of anxiety. Understanding your emotions and knowing how you feel and why you feel it will help you get to the root cause of how your anxiety is triggered. And you can do that with self-reflection. So just stop a little bit. It could be at the end of your day and think how I was feeling today and why I was feeling like that. What triggered those feelings. And you can also keep a diary or a journal and write about it, how you were feeling and what caused those feelings, and how can you reprogram your brain to not trigger those feelings again when you go through similar situations. Another tool that I use and that was really helpful for my self-knowledge is astrology. Astrology can help you have insights into your personality and helps you understand that you are a unique person with unique experiences, and understand that some of the things that you experience are patterns that you bring from traumas in your life, and you can find tools and energies that you can apply into yourself, into your personality, to try and balance this, to try and fix this patterns. And so maybe it's something that you lack in your personality that you could apply, and astrology is really helpful in doing that and achieving personal growth. Feedback, asking for honest feedback from friends, family, colleagues about your actions and behaviors, so you can understand how others perceive you. It's like asking the perspective or someone that lives with you that's not yourself, because we know that sometimes we cannot trust our own minds, because this is what is creating all the stress, all the problems. So ask someone and maybe you'll find a different perspective of identifying what is causing all your anxiety. Second thing, healthy habits. You need to improve your routine and your health in order to get rid of anxiety. It seems pretty obvious, but it's really important to stress it. I cannot stress it enough how healthy habits have an impact in your mental health overall, not only anxiety. It could be anything, any mental health issue. Practicing regular exercises, it really helps with chemicals that will be released in your brain, so you will feel less stressed. Having a good diet, there are things that you can eat that are so good for your mental health and so much better for your body in general. You may think, and I've been there because I've been sedentary for a long time, and that was the worst thing I could do for my mental and physical health. And I would be, no, but I don't have time. I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't have time to, join a sports club. But that's not the only way to exercise. You can stretch for 10 minutes for 3 times a week. That's already a step. I'm not gonna say it's enough, but it's a little step. You can do yoga. And there are many ways you can include it. There are many free ways you can include exercise in your life. I, for example, when I don't have the resources, the financial resources to do anything else, I use Nike training. I've had times when I cannot spend more money. It has so many different types of activities for all styles. So I do recommend check it out. Other healthy habits that will help you deal with your anxiety is organizing your routine. So just try to be more organized. What am I going to do today? And don't try to fill 1,000 tasks in a day. That's not possible. You really have to be compassionate with yourself and understand how much you can do in a day. Regulating your sleep schedule and sleeping at least 7 hours daily is super important. For more practical tips, you can do some relaxation techniques and learn how to deal with your stress. There are some different kinds of relaxation techniques. The 3 main ones that I like are deep breathing. So just take some deep breaths at least 15 times, just and this will help you calm your nervous system and reduce anxiety. Meditation, I know I never thought I would be able to meditate because I was always my mind never stops. But it is really important to learn how to be in the present moment. Train your brain not to think about the future all the time, because this is what causes all the stress and all the worries, all the preoccupations. So really try, and you can start with guided meditation. You can do mantras, you can use songs, you can focus on your breathing or focus on some specific thing. Just try not to let any thoughts come into your head for, at least 5 minutes. Start from there. Start baby steps. Guided visualization is a technique that helps you bring some peace in your mind and get yourself out of this anxiety, stress, and just calm your body and calm your thoughts. You basically have to mentalize, and it works better if you are not very good at meditation. This is something I started with. So you just mentalize a place, an environment that you really like and that brings you this peace that you're looking for. So for example, for me, I pictured the beach. So walking towards the beach and feeling the texture of the sand, the noise of the water, the smells that I can smell at the beach. So just try and do that, and it will help you become more peaceful and get out of this and a possible anxiety crisis. And besides these techniques, another strategy I use, especially in moments of anxiety crisis, is just trying to focus on something on my environment to bring myself to the present moment. So trying to take my mind out of this worries of this danger that it's creating and that they don't even exist. So you just basically have to observe what you can see, colors. You can even count things. So if you could count how many cars or anything you see, and bring your mind to the present moment. You can also use this technique or tell someone that they can use that to help someone that is going through an anxiety crisis, help them calm down. So just do the same thing. Just ask them to observe and point out the things that they can see, they can feel in their environment. The other tip is self-love, optimism, and acceptance. Nobody is perfect, and this is a process. If you're an anxious person, You're not gonna stop being anxious overnight. It takes time, and give yourself time, give yourself love, compassion. Don't try to be mad at yourself if it doesn't work one day. You'll try again tomorrow. You just have to be persistent, and as you keep repeating it, it will become a routine. So your brain is going to start liking this new routine, this new program that you're trying to do with your mind. It's going to like it better than the anxiety feelings that you used to. So just keep trying and don't give up. Finally, I just want to stress again that none of these tips are psychological treatments. If you really cannot control your anxiety, and if you feel like you have a disorder, seek professional help. You're not alone. You can have professional help to get out of this. And if you don't have the financial resources, you can find some free services, websites, and apps that you can get free psychological treatment or free counseling. And the link to all this and other things that I mentioned, they are on my blog, and I'm gonna leave the link here in the description. So be sure to check it out. And that's it. Thank you. Bye.